up, guys? Little different video again. I'm not really sure if this is a common occurrence or what. This is a Mossberg 100 ATR or ATR 100. Yeah, 100 ATR. They don't even make these anymore. This was replaced by the Mossberg 4x4, and that was replaced by the Mossberg Patriot, which is currently in production. But originally, they did not have this lightning bolt action trigger. They do now. It's kind of like the Accu trigger from back in the day. But anyway, here's the issue that I'm running into. It doesn't happen every time, so I may have to do this 3 or 4 times. But if I ease onto the, it is clear, obviously, just in case y'all are real curious. If I ease onto this trigger kind of from the side, sometimes, where are we at? Okay, so that shot like it was supposed to. That shot like it was supposed to. I may have just fixed it by turning my camera on. That shot like it was supposed to. Okay, there it went. As you can see, that fin depressed, but the firing pin back here, you can see that this did not launch. That is at this weird stage. I don't know what's going on. I can lift the bolt and send it back and it'll reset everything, or I can continue pulling, which just triggers like 2 or 3 pounds, but I can continue pulling and put like 6 or 7 pounds on it and it will break and reset. So I'm gonna take this apart and see if anything funny is going on in there. Use the Allen that's the right size. Whatever Google tells you to do on that, I just had a set of these, and whichever one fit in there is the one that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna take this apart and we'll come back. Okay, so that stock, it comes off really easy. And like I said, unless you have the ATR, this is not even an issue, because the 4x4 and the Patriot now have a detachable box magazine. But do be careful if it's made into it, like mine, that you don't lose that spring or your magazine is useless. So I don't really see what could be an issue. I'll kind of let you see what the back of this looks like, and this may not be a great shot, but there's not a whole lot of moving parts that would keep this from working. But I'm just gonna do this without the stock on it and see if I can see anything weird while I can see everything. And if I find something, I'll let you know. I'm able to replicate this twice now since I've had this apart. It did take me a minute to figure out what was going on, but I took this off so I could get a screwdriver to this flathead screw that's on the front of this trigger. With these mid-fin triggers from Mossberg, they're adjustable. If you back them off to the left, I'm assuming they get lighter. From the factory, they're supposed to be backed out as far as they should go, which is somewhere around 2 pounds, if I remember correctly. This was like 14 years ago, so whatever. I tightened it some and did not have any issues, but then I backed it off just further than what it was from the factory. And I don't know if you can see this, like I've never touched this before. There's even like a little piece of like red felt in the screw that started to move when I put the screwdriver in there. I assume that's to let someone know that it has been messed with, like how automotive manufacturers will put paint on screws so that you can see if they've been messed with. Anyway, so I backed it off just further than what it was from the factory. This screw was sitting in at like, we'll say 11 o'clock, and I've got it at like 9:30 now. So now with it too light, of course I've got the camera on, so it's gonna just be fine. Okay, yeah, with it too light, it just seems like the trigger wants to break before it can engage the sear or something like that. So I'm assuming that parts have just wore out over the last 14, 15 years of me shooting this gun. So I'm just gonna take it from what was 2 pounds up to hopefully like 2.5 pounds and hope that that fixes it. Otherwise, like, I just don't feel comfortable taking a gun out that every fifth time I pull the trigger, it's not going to break, or it's going to break at a very difficult place. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it's just a flathead screw, and I know you probably cannot see that. I should probably get some pictures in here to see, but it's right there. It's just a flathead screw, and like I said, it was at like 11 o'clock. I'm probably going to bump it to like 2 o'clock, and hopefully that fixes everything. Let me know if any of you have had issues with your Mossberg trigger not um, operating as expected. I thought this was weird. It's the first time it happened to me. I was trying to set my scope in this year, and it just acted really weird. And I was like, surely something, piece of lint or something has gotten in here, but it does seem to be mechanical. And like I said, it does kind of make sense that some of that stuff would just wear out enough to where the factory lowest setting was too low for everything to engage. So I'm gonna bump that up and see how it goes from here.